Hello, it's John Adams, and today I'm going to be talking. Today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19, and it was a virus that was discovered around like 2019, and it was active since then, and it has spread to multiple countries by that time. And I think it was first discovered in Wuhan, China, where I think a woman was infected with COVID after eating a bat. I think it was. But that's also considered like maybe not true. It could be. It could have. I think it was a guy before that. I think as well. Some like, I seen somewhere. So I think we probably could have been wrong. I guess when we thought that it was the girl who ate the bat. I guess. And then so it started around 2019. Then some people started getting infected by it around that time, and yeah. And then so whichever one it was, yeah, then afterwards a lot of people started getting infected in China, like with COVID. And then it kind of spread to like most other countries. Like it spread to like Canada, America, and well, most countries like South America, and North America, and Africa, and then like the Middle East, and basically everywhere. But yeah. And then it was active, yeah, like from 2019 up until like I'd say maybe 2023 or 2024. I guess it's still active now, but it's still kind of active now. But since everybody has immunity due to the vaccines, like it's not really bad for anybody. It's only really a concern for like younger people and older people, because they're more susceptible to the virus than like younger people. So, because like really younger people, they don't really have enough strength. They haven't got enough strength yet to fight off the virus, and then older people don't really have any strength either to fight off the virus. So it was kind of like it was older people and younger people, and then it's still active like nowadays. And there's also like I think there was also some like variants as well of COVID-19, and yeah, and there was 5 variants that were discovered, and they were their names were Delta, Omicron, Alpha, Gamma, and Beta, and yeah, and they were all different in their own way because COVID-19 like evolved, and those evolutions were the new variants of COVID-19, and they were the new because it started to evolve, I guess. And then when the virus evolved, those new variants were more deadlier, and they were like harder to see, or they're in someone, like they were harder to discover in someone. And yeah, it was active for a long time, and a lot of people had to quarantine in their homes and stuff. And all of us had, basically, everybody had to wear masks for the most part. And yeah, and people had to stand 6 feet apart from each other as well to social distance to make sure that other people didn't get it. So if you had it, you had to quarantine in your room for a few days, and then after you didn't show symptoms of it, and after you haven't had it for a while, you'd be able to come out of your room, and then you'd be good for a while then. And the vaccine was made from a non-harmful version of the virus. Like the virus was engineered. It was a deactive version. It was an inactive version of the virus of COVID-19, and then it would be injected into your like hand or whatever, and then it would strengthen your body against COVID-19 if you were to get it, because it would know what the virus was like then, because yeah, and yeah, and And it was like, because then your body could realize and react to the virus. And due to herd immunity and most people getting the vaccine, it decreased the amount of people who had COVID-19. Well, it decreased the rate at which people could get infected by it, and basically killed off the virus. And so there's probably cases maybe nowadays, not even barely any probably now, because it basically died off. But there's still like a few cases, but for the most part the disease was basically defeated by the creation of the vaccines, I guess. And there was a few of them like Moderna and Pfizer, which were two of the vaccines. And yeah. And so there wasn't really allowed to be any large gatherings. Unless they were like 5 people, I think. If any more in like a room, then you couldn't be there. You had to like leave. And yeah. And there was also arrows in like the stores where they would show you where to like walk or whatever, so you can like social distance basically. And then you need to wear a mask as well, usually, so that you don't spread the virus by coughing on somebody or something like that. And some people will say, oh, it's the common cold. It was similar to the common cold, right? And people would be like, oh, you wouldn't die from it. But I mean, you could die from it. I mean, like if it didn't affect you, well, maybe because you got the vaccine, probably. Because if you didn't, you would be more susceptible to the virus. But even still, it probably wouldn't affect you. Like if you got infected and you didn't get the vaccine, you could still be fine. It would just depend on who was on how someone's immunity was. I mean, at the time. And yeah. And there was also you also had to have hand sanitizer. Well, not you had to, but if you need to, you need to put hand sanitizer on your hands, so you also couldn't spread COVID through like touch or whatever as well. And yeah, but for the most part, the virus is eradicated for now. Like basically nobody has it anymore, which is good. But at the start, like lots of people were getting infected. Like lots of people were getting infected for the most part. But after the vaccines are rolled out, I think, and then they were rolled out by Dr. Fauci or whatever, he like created them, or they were created at that point. Well, Dr. Fauci didn't create them, but it was a bunch of scientists and him or whatever at the head or whatever. And then they came out with the vaccines, and then yeah, and then, so they started getting the people at like vaccine clinics or whatever, and then so they started getting vaccinated eventually, and yeah, and then when everybody got vaccinated, or like those who did, they kind of created like herd immunity. So like if this many people got vaccinated, none of those people would get infected, and even if they did, they would have immunity to probably fight it off, probably fight the virus off. And so you had all these people getting herd immunity, so like most who had herd immunity wouldn't get infected, and even if they did, they would be able to fight it off since they had a deactivated version of the virus. And yeah, and then so that was going on, and I started getting to people, and then like either the Pfizer vaccines or Moderna vaccines, or yeah. And then there was some stuff about like the vaccines being like there was a chip in them or something, and that they would control you or something. but that's a conspiracy theory, and that's known to be not true. And other theories and stuff like that, that the vaccines were like killing children, and that it was killing people because they got the vaccine and stuff like that. And they would say stuff like that were all conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And a lot of because there was a lot of misinformation with people assuming, oh, like they put a chip in you and then the government wants to control you by doing that, or because and it was like other stuff, common like conspiracy theories and stuff. And even though there's no chip in them, it's a vaccine, and it's supposed to. And they said other stuff like it makes you sterile, and makes it so you can't have kids, which is again another conspiracy theory. You don't become sterile because you have a vaccine. That is stupid. It does not do anything like that. It does not totally remove your sperm. If it did that, nobody would take it. It's like I just imagine if they had a sign and they had like the vaccine said, "This makes you sterile." Would anybody take it? No, nobody would take it. And so there would be theories being said about that, and that it's like the mark of the beast, and that like if you take the vaccine, it'll put 666 on you, and you become a Satanist, or you become satanic if you take it, or something, and like stuff like you become like satanic, or anything like that. And that maybe God doesn't want you to take the vaccine, which is again another it's another conspiracy theory. And a lot of these dangerous theories, were getting traction at the time. And there was also some Karens who would go into stores, whatever you want to call them, and they would have freakouts or whatever, because they'd have to wear their mask basically, and they'd freak out over it. And it would be usually because they had to wear a mask to get into the store and to buy stuff. But if they didn't want to wear the mask, why even go into the store in the first place? And it's really stupid. And they say, oh, the mask harms my children and stuff like that, and they would say stuff like the mask harms them, but just wash your mask. You can get the masks can get dirty, but you just need to wash them. You just wash them with soap or water, and yeah. And they say, oh, it's harming my children's health, but it's either they wear that mask or they have no mask and they get COVID and then they die. It's your choice. If you really want that, do that. If you really think that's for you, then alright, do it. See what'll happen. And of course, COVID-19 was like the common cold. When people go oh, it's the common cold, it's not well, it was the common cold. People that were say 18 or 17 or something, or even some other older people survived. It wasn't but if you were too young, you didn't have enough immunity, or if you were too old, you didn't have barely any immunity to fight that, because your body was kind of already somewhat weak. And so that's what would go on, and people would be like, oh, it's a common cold. Yes, it was a common cold, but there's still that thing there, or that fear there that you might get it, because you could still get it, and it could still not be good, and I got it and I was fine, but I was fine, but I think I had already been vaccinated, I think, and I just and again, you cough, and yeah, you cough, and it is like the common cold, but it can still kill you. It is the common cold, it is a lot like the common cold, but it's not just a common cold. When people go oh, it's just a common cold, it's not a common, it has a lot of symptoms, like a common cold. You cough, you have to blow your nose as well a lot, because of snot coming out of your nose and stuff like that, and it is a lot like a common cold, but yeah. And then there's this other like idea that there was like people telling like it was like, oh, put on your mask and stuff. Like, I mean, you could like, again, you could take your mask off for like a little bit, you know, like a little bit at a time, but for the most part you had to wear it, you know. And I mean, if you need to wash it, just wash it. I mean, you didn't have to wear them 24/7, you know. Like, you know, when you got home, you take your mask off, you know, for a while, you know. And you know, and I 100%, and if you have breathing problems, I mean, I understand why you would need to wear a mask for a while. I understand that. But again, just try to wear it as much as you can, I guess, like, as much as you're able to. And, yeah. And just as much as you're able to. And yeah, you don't need to wear it 24/7. And I 100% agree that any people with like health risks and stuff like that, they don't need to take the vaccine if they don't want to. They actually have a reason not to take it. And I agree with that 100%. But people that had no health risk are saying, oh, it's going to kill you. No, it's not going to kill you. It's a needle. Needles cannot kill people. You know, it's like you know, it's the same as like it's not the exact same as like the flu shot. A little bit different. But, like, the flu shots kill people? No. Like, and it's really stupid. Like that you know, like you're like for the most part you're not protecting your kids if you don't get them vaccinated. If you're opening them up to get more diseases, they will be weak. They will have no immunity to COVID-19 and even other viruses. What if a new deadly virus comes out? They'll instantly be dead. You know, they'll be the first to die probably, and that's how it'll work out. You know, if you constantly, you know, say, oh, like you know, I don't want to give my kid the vaccine because he'll die. Nobody's well, they're not going to die. You know, it's a really dumb theory. It's a really dumb conspiracy theory brought up by people. And it wasn't everybody being like, oh, put on your mask, you need to wear your mask. I mean, I wore my mask fine. I don't really care. I was like, whatever, you know. It's like, whatever, you know, I didn't care. You know, because I didn't really care, you know. Somebody was going to tell me, oh, take your mask off. And then they're telling me, oh, get COVID then. Or, like, be susceptible to it, you know, just, like, start coughing on other people, you know. And if you cough on somebody, you'd be likely to kill them. Like, how would you feel if you cough on somebody, you know, and say you had COVID, and you're like, oh, I don't care about that. You know, you cough on them, and then you kill them, and then you're the reason they die. Like, how would they feel about that, you know? And it's like, oh, it's a common cold. It is that it does have symptoms like the common cold, right? But it's not exactly the common cold. It can still kill you if you're not, you know, if you don't have immunity due to a vaccine, or if you're not strong enough, you know. And that's basically what it was like. And so like, yeah, a lot of those conspiracy theories got traction during that time, like 2021, 2022, or like around there. And a lot of these theories were really outlandish and, you know, weird and stuff like that. And they had no like actual like scientific like basis on what they were saying. But there was nothing scientific about them. And yeah. And there was nothing scientific about them, and anything like that. And I think one of the, like, it was about Dr. Fauci. Like, a lot of those conspiracy theories were about him because he was Jewish, and they said, oh, he's Jewish, he's trying to control us. And again, like, a lot of those, like, and like, even nowadays, those conspiracy theories are still brought up all the time. And a lot of people would say, oh, it was just the vaccine for like, and then, like, again, that's this stuff where they say that Jews control the whole world and stuff like that, which isn't true. It's not true. It's false. It's made up, and it's not real. And it's dumb conspiracy theories like that get popular, and then everybody says them, literally everywhere. Look on, like, some of those guys that have those podcasts, and they preach it 24/7. You know, they say it 24/7. And when you tell them they're wrong, they'll just go like, "Oh, no, I'm not." No, and they start, they start like a tirade at you because you just said that they're wrong, because they're wrong. All of them are wrong. And it's really stupid. But yeah, and then so And then a good amount of people did die due to COVID as well, you know. And yeah. And yeah, it was like if you did not have the vaccine and you were susceptible to it, you would have just been even more susceptible if you didn't get the vaccine, and then you would just die. But yeah. So next video is going to be the part 2 of my COVID-19 documentary series. So thank you for watching, and yeah, the second part will be out later. Or yeah. So thank you for watching, and if you like the video, subscribe subscribe to my channel, or like the video, or leave a comment if you want, whatever you want to do. And thank you and goodbye.